Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Well, we've got a millennial inflation meltdown. Not uncommon. Check this out.
Is anybody else just trying to survive inflation, survive the Kroger, survive the grocery store prices, survive all the things to exist, but also be seemingly happy and live life to the fullest, not question what happens after we die, just live, laugh, love our asses down the freaking sidewalk to all the things, but also sensitive, but also badass, but also angry because they're hungry, and also needs some cuddles, and also wants to read a book, and also wants to take a nap, and also wants to travel the world, but doesn't have any money because of Kroger and the grocery store. Does anybody else have a moment?
Yes, everybody. It's like you can't afford to live. Can't afford to survive. Again, we should all be concerned. As I said before, I believe we are looking at a civilized, silent purge, and we're all trying to hold it together. Continuing to lose jobs, cutbacks, and then the horrible thing about that, the system is totally broken. It has failed because people can't find replacement jobs. People really can't find a job. When people can't afford necessities, food, shelter, we have a serious problem in this country. If the way this is continuing, if we continue on this trajectory, we're going to have more foreclosures like you have not seen. We already have a high, 2008, I really, I mean, I don't really recall because 2008, that happened. I remember seeing like on television on a Sunday night, shocking Lehman Brothers people going there and grabbing their things. It was over. I remember that part because they weren't bailed out. But and hearing a little news here and there. I was younger then, so I don't remember, like, oh, this happened and that happened. But I have talked to people and they've told me, oh, yeah, this occurred, that happened, yada, yada, yada. People lost everything and some bounced back. Bankruptcies, the same old thing, is nothing new. But you would think with modern technology, things have gotten better, and it just hasn't. This is very concerning, and people can't afford to buy food. I was in a Dollar Tree and I just saw they had food like for $5. I was like, my gosh, waffles and these breakfast things, entrees. Guess what? Before it was kind of wiped out. Well, some of the items in the Dollar Tree for the food items in the frozen, they've got it's a frozen section, freezer section. That stuff is still there. I thought it was going to be wiped out. No, it's $3 and $5. Folks not buying. They even have ice cream. They even have desserts that I've seen in Walmart. Yeah. But I noticed it's still there. It wasn't all wiped out. Maybe they just replenished it. But here's the deal. People can't afford food. They're having to stretch the money and it's been stretched so you can't stretch it anymore. And they are becoming angry and upset. It's like little engine that could. And people try and they try and they try until they get tired of trying and they just give up. And when people give up and there is no hope, we're not talking about, well, I've tried to be a great gymnast, to be like Simone Biles, Serena Williams, or that young girl with Naomi Osaka. Oh, I've tried to be that. I just gave up. Well, try on that same level to keep on trying to survive and it doesn't work out. You can't afford to give up, but people will. They'll become more depressed. They will become more depressed. I don't understand how this is happening. I mean, I've heard of Americans going for disability payments. Then I've seen a person here and I'm like, wow. So we have now illegal immigrants getting disability. No, they're not. Oh, yes, they are. I'm depressed. Well, where are the medical records? Did you bring them from the other country? No. Oh, you saw a doctor here. Oh, and you got it just like that. So, okay, and then you got married. So that can pretty much pay, that check can pretty much pay about 60% of your rent. And you get married, so your husband only has to pay 40% because you're still at home because you're depressed and you have a check. I think you're going to be all right. And depression is very serious. Many Americans are already there, still trying to hold on. May go and apply for disability. That may take years, take a while. Denied, then they try it again. Many Americans are going to be headed there. A depressed society, ooh, that's going to be very sad, very challenging. Can't afford basic things. And then you can get so keyed up and so tired. Oh, I'm going to take a nap. Guess what? You may lay down. You can't even take a nap because your emotions are running high. There's so much going on. But this is where we are. And I feel for anyone who's retiring doing this and having, I mean, who would imagine people 65, 70, 80 years old talking about a roommate, a boommate, baby boomer, boom. It's like, well, you got to be kidding me. That's for like young people, kids, 20s, yeah, college, yeah. Who wants a roommate? Who wants a roommate at 30? I think not. 35 and 40. Well, try 65, 70. Unbelievable. Why? Everybody's in the same boat. Everyone's trying to survive the unsurvivable. This economy. So when people are constantly losing jobs and then can't even find jobs, real quick, we were talking about it, and it was this guy who said, look up, person goes from a IBM executive down to a waiter at a restaurant, clocking six figures down to a waiter at a restaurant because that's the only job the person could afford. I heard the same thing. So obviously, I don't know the year, but it must have been like a long time ago. Like we were probably kids or something. I've heard that before, that they went through a major deal and a lot of older workers were laid off. And I think I do recall this because, yeah, I do remember a guy telling me about it. IBM. Yes, as a matter of fact, I knew someone was a little older than me for sure. Oh yeah, wait, big time. And they just laid off a lot of seasoned people, bought in younger people cheaper. One person told me they had a relative that happened to with that company. One person also was an engineering firm, and guess what happened? It went from that job to working at Walmart checking out the groceries. Little problem though, can't depend on that because now it's IA self checkout. Ergo, there's no safety net for the poor, the working class, or the middle class. There's no safety net. There is no safety net for any of us. So this here, millennial inflation rant, the baby boomers are right behind you. Everybody has a rant because this is not sustainable. It is mind blowing. It is psychologically dehumanizing. It is not sustainable. People are going to be losing, they're already losing everything now, lead to depression. And guess what? All the resources are concentrated on everyone else that I can see, on everyone else except the Americans. How do you see this turning out? Who's here work to help the American? Your textiles are more concentrated on helping, in my opinion, illegal immigrants. That's the priority, not the American. We are all on our own. The American dream, well, they didn't lie. It is a dream. Because guess what? It sure as heck is not a reality. And I'm out.